Ms. Jay, good afternoon. Welcome to the Muskogee Creek National Council Emergency Session. Today is Tuesday, June 6, 2023. The time is 12 p.m. My name is Speaker William Lowe, and I call this meeting to order. At this time, I would like to ask Representative Joseph Hicks to say our invocation, please.
Okay, Creator Lord, we come to you thanks and give thanks for letting us be here once again to do the nation's business. Lord, is travel right now, just keep them all safe and protected so they can make it back home to their friends, family, and loved ones. Lord, we just ask that you help guide us in the decisions we make today and just be with us always. Amen.
Amen. Hello, Representative Hicks. And I would like to say welcome to our council representatives representing us at NCA in Minnesota. Thank you all for being here and taking time out of your busy schedule. At this time, roll call, recording secretary, April Lindsay.
Speaker William Lowe.
Here.
Galen Cloud.
Here.
Mary Crawford.
Present.
Joyce Deere.
Present.
Patrick Freeman. Sandra Golden.
Present.
Leonard Gouch.
Here.
Nelson Harjo.
Here.
Joseph Hicks.
Here.
Randall Hicks.
Present.
Robert.
Present.
Anna Marshall.
Present.
Charles McHenry.
Here.
Thomasine Yehola Osborne.
Present.
Daryl Proctor.
Here.
Mark Randolph.
Present.
Patrick Freeman. Speaker, you got 15 absent.
15 present, 1 absent. That constitutes a quorum. Any business conducted this afternoon will be valid. On to the order of business. NCA 23-064, a law of the Muskogee Creek Nation authorizing an appropriation to the Muskogee Creek Nation Realty Department for ad valorem taxes. Sponsors are Representative Joseph Hicks and Representative Galen Cloud.
Speaker, I make a motion to adopt.
Representative Joseph Hicks makes a motion to adopt.
Second.
Seconded by Representative Galen Cloud. Discussion.
Speaker, I believe we've got some ladies from Realty here to speak on this.
Yes. Please come on up, pull up a chair. Floor is yours, Sonia.
Good afternoon. It seems like we're always here, and I apologize. Well, this piece of legislation was brought to my attention by Rachel in my office. According to the Act of August 4th, 1947, we are required by law to go through the tax statements that come in every year. The counties are supposed to send them to us, the properties that are going up for sale, and because of non-payment of taxes. So they don't always send them to us, but that is part of Rachel's job duties, which she's pretty much taken by herself. So what has happened is we have come across several tracts of land that are restricted but taxable. So just a little quick background history. You can only own 160 acres of restricted non-taxable property, but we have a lot of our landowners that own more than that. So they own restricted and taxable property. And some of those properties are being sold at tax sale every year. And Rachel's job is to go through and to find those.
No.
Okay, and so she'll find those properties, and we're losing pieces of property that are going up for tax sale in the third year, and they're individually owned, and it's become more prevalent during COVID. So we've lost landowners. They have not had a probate. There's no other option for an assistance. And so we've come into the problem where a probate's not done. We don't know who the heirs are. Nobody's paying these taxes, and it may be a small fraction of that tract of land that's lost at the tax sale. A non-Indian comes in and purchases that property, and then they force partition it or force a sale, and they eventually own all of it. So we're trying to help assist with the payment of these taxes. And Rachel's tiered it off, and I'm gonna let her explain it a little bit more. That's our primary goal with this piece of legislation. I wanna preface this with this is a quick fix because the tax sale is coming up next week. We are gonna go back and make this better. We're gonna go back and work on this and make this better because we don't want to get in the business of paying everybody's taxes every year that don't pay. Since we've got the legal service under our department now to help with probates, we're gonna help push those along and get these properties probated, but we think we can do good here. We don't necessarily need all of this money, but this is for properties. I think the amount of money we need is significantly less, but there will probably be other pieces of property that come up, and we want to have a cushion just in case. We don't have a list of all the counties, and so there may be somebody after they find out we've got this, if this passes, there may be somebody that says, well, I'm fixing to lose my property at tax sale also. So anyway, that's basically what it is. And but I'm gonna have Rachel go in more detail really quickly and tell you guys what she's found, so.
Okay, so what this is basically is every county is supposed to send us a list of taxes that are 3 years delinquent. So these are 2019 taxes that have not been paid, and they so what I've done is I've tiered these. The first tier is restricted but taxable property. So those are, again, as Sonia said, the excess of 160 acres that is restricted but taxable. Second tier is the fee interest where the other interest owned is restricted or trust. Those are, for instance, I'll use myself as an example. I am 7/16. Let's say that I inherited, and before the Stigler amendments, where you had to be half blood or more, I would have inherited an unrestricted status. So my interest would have been fee interest. If I was unable to pay my taxes, my interest would have been unrestricted. So mine would have been taxable. And my other family members may be restricted. So if my other family members were still restricted and mine is unrestricted and I don't pay mine, a non-native can come in and pay mine or pay my interest at the tax sale, do a partition, and essentially own the allotment. The same thing with the third interest, where the fee interest is owned by one of the original heirs. The allotment surrounding property is still owned in restricted or trust status. That is one of those where a housing authority, that's one of the, where we see where back in the 70s and 80s, where the 1 acre, we had to have the restrictions removed to have a housing authority home. The restricted or the land around the 1 acre is still restricted, but that 1 acre is owned in fee. That's what that particular instance is. The number 4, where the land or home where the property is owned by an estate where the heirs are unable to be located or have yet been determined. That's where literally someone has passed and we do not have a probate done yet. Number 5 is a mutual help home where the Muskogee Creek Nation Housing Authority has provided the home with equity within the property or home. That could be actually a mutual help home, or where they have done a rehab, or one of those alternative homes, or a FEMA trailer. Any of that where they have done a useful life agreement. Or a tier 6 is others as funds are allowed. I tried to, was based on need as I found it, because there are so many of these homes. Literally, Tulsa County was, I think, 6,100 tracts of land just in Tulsa County. I went through just today and reduced the number. I think I had 13 tracts that were paid over the weekend. So some people, I notified the families, and they came together this weekend and reduced those. So I think some of the families just were not aware. And so those are getting, some just weren't aware, and they did get those paid, but trying to notify.
All right, thank you. Do you have any other discussion, ladies? Realty, you good? Representative Joseph Hicks, you good? All right, council representatives, do we have any comments, questions, concerns?
Speaker, I have a question.
Representative Deere.
Sonia, you said you don't have all the counties in. Which counties do you not have?
Muskogee County does not send us a list. We can. Sure. They post it.
Muskogee, Wagner, Rogers, and Mays do not send us their list.
So those are the only ones that you don't have yet?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Speaker.
Any other comments, questions?
Speaker.
Representative Sandra Golden.
Yes, first, I applaud Sonia and her staff for doing this, getting involved in it. It's been a, Fusky district. It has been a sad thing, because it happens more often than not that people are losing their land. And I do have a question, however. If we help them with the taxes for one time, are they going to allow Creek Nation to buy the property or pay the taxes and own it? Is there anything like that that's attached to the payment of their taxes?
So what we have discussed is paying this, we're only paying the year to keep it out off of the tax sale. So what we're planning on doing, if this passes, my staff is just gonna run. We're gonna hopefully get with Patricia, and we're gonna pick up checks, and we're gonna run to the counties and start paying these taxes. And then we're gonna meet back. Any input from anybody on the council is greatly appreciated. Anybody from the administration is greatly appreciated on how we can rewrite the law, because this is just a quick fix to keep it off of to keep these properties off of the sale. So yeah, that has been discussed. I know that we don't want to continue to pay them every year. We can't continue to pay them every year. There's some instances, I think, a person has died from COVID, and there's a minor who is the only heir, which, they don't have a job. They can't afford to pay. These are the people that we want to help, elders. There's so many instances, there's so many unknowns, but we want to be able to make people self-sufficient as always, but we want to help. And, Rachel, I've seen this girl in tears because she just missed one last year, but she pretty much does this all on her own, along with her other job. Social media, Facebook stalks people. She tries to find people. She sends them letters. She's done this solid for 3 months now, trying to find people. So, you know, I think it's a good thing. Want to do the right thing.
Thank you. Ms. Golden, does that answer your question?
Yes, so the other part of that, I guess, is that you already have started some guidelines for how you're going to help people and put it together for somebody to review and approve.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's all. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Representative Joseph Hicks.
Yeah, this is for Nady. Down here at the bottom, it's talking about how Muskogee Creek Nation Housing Authority has provided the home with equity within the property or home. Is there anything within the housing authority that helps take care of any of this too? Any kind of programs that y'all have?
So we currently have a program. We have two programs. One is run through housing. We use NAHASDA funds to help pay property taxes, but the agreement is, and the policy states that the person has to be the owner of the property. So what happens is there's a gap right now where there are people whose property are still in estate status or they're pending probate. So per our policy, we're not able to assist them. So I believe what Sonia is presenting would help in some of those situations that are pending probate processes. We do also have a second program run through the Homeownership Assistance Fund program, and that also helps pay with property taxes. But again, you have to be the actual property owner, the sole property owner for that in order to get qualified.
So in y'all's policies, can y'all go back and fix that and change it? Because, you know, sometimes these probates, they last, you know, a year plus. And
Yes.
so now y'all just leaving it on the head of another program to take care of it, kind of waiting around to see if, you know, when somebody's going to own this property or own this house. You know, you see that it's going in, it's in probate to go to this person, and this person has all the paperwork. So why can't you change the policy to go ahead and step up and say, okay, we know they're going to own this, so we can go ahead and pay these taxes?
Yes, so part of the NAHASDA program, we can revise the policy. I will let you know that it is a income-based program. So if there are, say, 5 heirs to the property, we would have to verify income for those 5 individuals. And the problem with that would be, you know, if everyone made $30,000 a piece right there, I can tell you that will exceed the low income guidelines with NAHASDA.
But what if it's just being probated out to one person?
We still have to verify income for those potential owners of the property. So we would still have to do some type of income verification before we can assist them, because the NAHASDA program serves those who are within the 80% or less of the local area median income.
Okay, what about the other program? Did you say y'all had 2 programs?
Yes, the Homeownership Assistance Fund program right now, that is a temporary program, but the income limit is up to, I believe, 150% of the local area median income. So with that, I've seen where one member of the household can have up to $90,000 worth of income. So that program is a little bit better regarding the income guidelines.
Okay. And so, but y'all can change it in y'all policies to where even though it's in probate, that y'all can step in and help out, right?
Yes, we can do that as long as we follow the federal guidelines regarding the other requirements such as income.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because, you know, my biggest worry is these houses, people are getting these, you know, they'll just say, for an example, you know, there's being a house being built over in Dustin. This person doesn't pay their taxes for 3 years, and then, you know, they want somebody else to come up and pay them, and y'all's not going to step in and help take care of it. Then, you know, that's basically a waste of money that we built this house. And then, you know, after that, somebody will come back and then reapply to get another house. So you sell one and lose it, and then have to build another one that $250,000, $300,000.
Yes, and that's correct. As long as the home is still in our inventory under housing, meaning, we still do income verifications for that 25-year lease period. Right now, housing is paying those property taxes. I feel like we haven't been that good once the home is conveyed or deeded over to the homeowner. We haven't been really good at educating citizens that once that happens, they become responsible for those property taxes at that point. But we do cover it as long as they're still under our program for that 25-year lease period.
Okay, so now this goes back to my deal about the house in Dustin that's being built for this guy. This guy, he's getting his house built, and that's going to be his home. Y'all, it's actually going to be deeded straight over to him. Y'all aren't going to own it no more once it's built. I think it's in some legislation we passed this past month, wasn't it?
I believe so.
So y'all's going to deed it straight over to him. Y'all's not going to have no ownership of it or nothing. And what if he falls into this? Then what do we do then?
I would have to find out exactly what property it is, because I do know under that program, which is the alternative program, there are some people that do own their own property. I'm not sure if, what the status is of that specific property as far as taxes, but I am aware that some of those are within the different type of tax, if there is any that they're subject to, because we've identified those elders that either already have property and they are current on their taxes, but I would have to specifically look that up and see where it is. But we've been doing that with that program, already identifying current elders who have and own their current property. So we're not buying property and then putting the elders in there under that alternative program. We've already identified existing properties that they own.
Okay, thanks.
All right, any other comments, questions? Last call. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Joseph Hicks.
Yes.
Randall Hicks.
Yes.
Robert Huff.
Yes.
Anna Marshall.
Yes.
Charles McHenry.
Yes.
Thomasine Yahola Osborne.
Yes.
Daryl Proctor.
Yes.
Mark Randolph.
Yes.
Galen Cloud.
Yes.
Mary Crawford.
Yes.
Joyce Deer.
Yes.
Sandra Golden.
Yes.
Leonard Gouch.
Yes.
Nelson Harjo.
Yes.
Speaker, you got 14 in favor and none against.
14 in favor, 0 against. NCA 23-064 is adopted. That concludes the order of business. Controller, do we have a funding source, ma'am?
Yes, Speaker, it will be interest on permanent fund.
Interest on permanent fund for the minutes is the funding source. Thank you so much, Controller. On to announcements. Do we have any announcements from the council representatives? Hearing no announcements, do I have a motion to adjourn? Move. Representative Joseph Hicks makes a motion to adjourn. Seconded by Representative Proctor. Voice vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. At this time, I would like to ask Representative Nelson Harjo Sr. to say our benediction, which will serve as our adjournment.
Father God, we always give you thanks for times that we can come together and meet on the business of the tribe. And Father, I know that, there are many different ways that we're looking at that we can continue to help our citizens and do the best that we can for them. We just ask your blessings upon the ones who are part of these departments who are helping our people. We just ask your blessings upon us as a whole, as a nation, Lord, as we continue to move forward. And again, just watch over us and keep us, Lord, until we meet again. And just continue to watch over our leadership and our citizens, Lord, as we go through these particular times. And we know it's kind of difficult on occasion, but for the most part, Lord, we just ask for your strength in the midst of all of this. In your precious and holy name, I do pray. Amen.
Amen. Mado, Representative Harjo, we are adjourned at 12:25 p.m. Mado.